Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I got another Scream 6 video for you guys today. So, I'm going to be talking about some new Scream 6 images and kind of just talking about them, showing them to you guys, and you know, just kind of theorizing about some of these new images, and then talking about something else at the end of the video as well, kind of getting into a theory with something else towards the end of this video. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. I'd really appreciate it. And yeah, we're just gonna dive right into it. So pretty much this image right here was a new image that recently came out, and it's of Mindy and Kirby just sitting here in the shrine room, the shrine place, just sitting here together, and just looking like they're talking, having a conversation. And yeah, I mean, this is pretty, when I first saw this I was like, wow, so there actually will be a scene with Mindy and Kirby. Like this is awesome to me, because I really wanted this even before, I've been saying this for a while, that I want to see a scene with Kirby and Mindy. And it's cool to see this image here, because now it seems like we are gonna get one scene at least with Kirby and Mindy talking to each other. Maybe in this scene they're doing some kind of horror trivia, asking each other about horror movies. What's your favorite scary movie? What, like, I don't know, like they're probably talking about something horror movie related here. And I'm all for it. I'm all for that. And because, and I do remember too, because I talked about this in one of my videos as well, with Viewing On a couple months ago. I'm pretty sure it was on Killjoy Jake's stream. Killjoy Jake had a live stream a couple months ago, and I was just in the live chat, just like there. And then I saw Viewing On. He popped in and Killjoy Jake's live stream in the chat, and he started talking, and he was just typing in the chat and whatnot. And then he said something interesting in the chat. Viewing On said that Kirby and Mindy have a scene where they talk about their favorite Friday the 13th movie and whatnot. And I was just like, yo, what? Like, ain't no way. And I think I made a video about it. And I was so happy. And I'm glad to see, because and if this is the scene that Viewing On is talking about, with Mindy and Kirby talking about their favorite Friday the 13th movie, then that's awesome. But yeah, I just wanted to just talk about that. And we got a few more images. Another image here of Dermot Mulroney as Detective Bailey, and Hayden Panettiere as Kirby Reed. They're both just here together. And I'm not gonna lie, Dermot Mulroney's character, Detective Bailey, he kind of looks like a school principal, like he doesn't, I don't know, maybe he's just dressed like that in this, just for this scene of the movie. But just right here though, he looks just like a principal or something. And Kirby's here as well, and I could imagine that they're both gonna work together, Detective Bailey and Kirby Reed. I could only imagine that they would work together, because Dermot Mulroney's character is a detective, and Kirby FBI agent. So it makes sense that they would most likely be having some scenes together, working together, talking with each other. And I think that's cool. Doing some investigations, most likely. Another image here of Henry Czerny, the first real, I'm pretty sure this is the first real image, and just what it seems to appear be a scene from the actual movie with him in it. Because this dude, Henry Czerny, has just, I don't know, he's just not been a part of the marketing And finally, there's this image here with Henry Czerny in it, and it's cool to see him here finally. Um, he has a beard and everything, and yeah, he looks a little bit different. Um, cause I don't remember him, cause like from all the other like some of the other images that I seen, cause like well obviously it's not from I don't because like none of the other images from him were actually from the movie. I'm pretty sure. So, I guess in the actual movie he is gonna have a beard and whatnot, and I could only imagine here he's talking to Sam. Because there's this scene in the trailer where Sam is sitting on a couch, and she's talking about this darkness inside of her, and I'm pretty sure in that scene that I could only imagine she's talking to Henry Czerny's character, Dr. Christopher Stone. She's talking to him because he's Sam's therapist. So, so basically Henry Czerny's character in this scene, in this image, is talking to Sam, and he's her therapist pretty much. He's Sam's therapist. And like I said, he hasn't really been part of the marketing, so I'm still questioning him. Like I really don't like he wasn't in the Scream 6 trailer. He wasn't in any of the TV spot trailers. He wasn't in any of like some of the like he was in one in this little cast list thing, this little like this whole cast list thing that I talked about like a month ago, I'm pretty sure, or probably like 2 months ago. I made a video where I was talking about like the Scream 6 cast list, and Henry Czerny was in it, but like there was a few other things where it had like these character names, and like he didn't even pop up. And even whenever they did the whole Scream 6 character posters where all the characters were holding up the knives and whatnot, and I talked about that in my video, and I was just confused because I was like, where's Henry Czerny's poster? Like, why did his character, Dr. Christopher Stone, not get his own character poster for Scream 6 where he's holding the knife as well, just like all the other characters? Like, where's his character poster? And I was just confused by that, and I made a whole video on that with the Scream 6 character posters and just saying like, oh, where is he at? Why is he not really in the marketing as much? Is it because he's just going to be another Vince type character where he's not really in the movie that much? And or he like he like is he just is Henry Czerny's character, Dr. Christopher Stone, not really gonna be in the movie that much? He's just some small minor character that ends up just being in it and then gets killed off and that's it? Or is he actually gonna play like a big role in the movie, and that's why they're hiding him from the marketing, trying to keep him under wraps, trying to like keep him kind of secret and whatnot? And like I don't know, like could he be a killer and that's why he's not really in the marketing? Is he some type of mastermind? I've questioned that before, and I'm still kind of questioning that now. Like I really don't know. But Henry Czerny as Dr. Christopher Stone, as Sam's therapist, he's a very mysterious character for me right now. Probably the most mysterious. So yeah, I'm interested to see what his character will actually be in the Scream 6 movie. So yeah. And then there's this other image here of Sam and Tara running away. It seems to be that they just got chased by Ghostface, and they're scared, and they just I don't know. To me, it seems like this is after the bodega grocery store scene. That we saw in the Scream 6 trailer, where Ghostface, with the shotgun, he kills that one guy, and then he's trying to go after Sam and Tara with the shotgun now. Like, and then I feel like this image right here is after the bodega grocery scene. Like, I think Sam and Tara most likely escape somehow from the grocery store, and then they like maybe Ghostface is still chasing them and they're running away. They got out the store and they're running away back to their apartment in this image right here. I think that's possible, and that's this is where that image takes place after. But I don't know. And there's another behind. I saw recently. I saw a behind the scenes video of like Sam and Tara, like they're like talking to each other, and then Sam tells Tara, she's like, "No, go inside, lock the doors." And like it was just this one video, and what they called it, and it was like a behind the scenes video, and yeah, and it was like this short video of like Sam telling Tara to go inside, lock the doors, and then I think in that video, that what's it called, I do think that most likely that was before they went to the bodega grocery store. And then this image right here that you guys see is after the bodega grocery store scene. So I think that's where they kind of align here, and that's where they take place. So yeah, I think that's most likely what's happening here. So yeah, I think that's gonna be interesting to see. Another image here of Jack Champion as Ethan. That's his character's name in the movie. And yeah, he's basically just standing here. It seems to be a crime that just happened. Just judging by his face and, just the yellow tape and behind him. I can only imagine like someone probably just got killed and he's probably wondering like what's going on. And yeah, I don't know. It's because he is pretty much in the friend group. So there's some questions about him too, because I've kind of already pitched this theory before that like he might be a killer. Jack Champion's character Ethan might be a killer. I mean, I still feel like that's possible because at this point, I mean, I don't know. There's just something about him. I can't really give reasons why. Like I just feel like he's just a killer. In my opinion. I'm not saying that for sure, but I do think that it's possible he's a killer. So I don't know. Maybe he just killed. Like I don't know. Like he just killed someone, whoever it may be, in like one of the apartments, and he killed them, and then he escaped in the Ghostface costume, and then it seems he's wearing a backpack, so maybe he put the costume in his backpack. He ran away, escaped, and then maybe like after a few, like 30 minutes to an hour went by, he comes back. He sees the crime scene. He acts like he doesn't know what happened, but he actually was the one that killed whoever it was in the apartment. I think that's possible. Either that or he is just a regular, normal character and he's just witnessing a crime that just happened. I don't know, but it's just a question. It's just a theory. I don't know. I can't really say for sure if he's a killer or not, but I guess we'll see. And then the last thing I want to talk about here is this right here. From Critical Overlord, I saw it on his Twitter, and I know what this interview that he's talking about here. This is from DC Film Girl on YouTube. Today I saw an interview video that she did. I got it recommended on my YouTube, and I watched it. And basically, this DC Film Girl, she on her channel, she basically interviewed Melissa Barrera, Jasmine Savoy Brown, Mason Gooding, and Dermot Mullarney. She interviewed all of them in the video on her YouTube channel. And then Melissa Barrera said something in the beginning in her interview with DC Film Girl on her channel. And Melissa Barrera said that Billy basically is gonna come back for Scream 6, and which I kind of already knew that, because Viewering On had already said something about that like a couple months ago. I'm pretty sure. I don't think I talked about it. I'm not sure if I did. I don't remember. I'm not sure if I made a video about it, but I did see Viewing On say that he said something about Billy being in Scream 6 again, as and he appears again just like he did in Scream 5, as like the little hallucinations and whatnot for Scream 6. And yeah, that's what Viewing On said a couple months ago. So I pretty much already knew that Billy was gonna come back for Scream 6. I already knew that. But like I basically Melissa Barrera confirmed it herself in this interview with DC Film Girl on her channel. In that interview, Melissa Barrera pretty much confirmed it, and yeah, she confirmed it herself. And Critical Overlord posted it on his Twitter, and I saw it, and then I screenshotted it, and he basically said as well that Melissa Barrera confirms Billy Loomis Scream 6 return. And then he says here, at the last sentence, he says, "There's still a secret cameo, no worries." And I'm pretty sure because like he's talking about like because there was, like I said, there was this Scream 6 cast list thing that came out, and I talked about it like 2 months ago, I'm pretty sure, of like all the character names and all that stuff, and I was like pitching a whole bunch of theories. But in that little cast list thing, it said secret cameo with a question mark. And I even talked about it. I was like, who could that be? Is that Heather Langenkamp from the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, who played Nancy? Is she gonna be the secret cameo? Like, I don't know. So yeah, that's pretty much what Critical Overlord is talking about here when he says there's still a secret cameo, no worries, because there is gonna be a secret cameo. I don't know who it's gonna be, but with that whole thing, but I don't know. I guess we'll see who that secret cameo is gonna be in Scream 6. But getting back into what Melissa Barrera said though in this interview, like I said, she said that Billy comes back in Scream 6, and I do think that like it makes sense, because like I feel like, even though at the end of Scream 5, Sam did kind of accept the fact that she's Billy's daughter. Because, whenever I watched it, I remember seeing, like Sam, at the end of the movie of Scream 5, Sam was like, just talking to Sydney and Gail. And then whenever she walked away, the Billy hallucination would like gave her a nod. And, she basically, like, it's almost like, to me, it just seemed like, at that point, Sam kind of accepted the fact that she's Billy's daughter, and she is just gonna live with that now. And that's what it seemed like to me, whenever I saw that. So like, I do think that, to me, that like that's interesting, because like, it seemed, like I said, it seemed like Sam at the end of Scream 5 had fully accepted now that she was Billy's daughter. So for Scream 6, why could she be having the hallucinations of Billy again? I mean, I don't know. I mean, and maybe it's not even hallucinations. I mean, because maybe it's just she's just hearing Billy's voice in her head. I don't know. But either way, because I mean, I don't think so though, because I do think that most likely, because like I do think Billy will appear as a hallucination in Scream 6, because Melissa Barrera literally said herself in this interview that Skeet Ulrich came on set for Scream 6 and they filmed like scenes separately with the green screen and whatnot. And so it does seem like Billy will be part of the hallucination, for at least at some points in the film for Sam. And so I do think that will most likely happen, but that it would most likely happen. And yeah, it makes sense. And the whole thing I want to talk about here though is mainly just the fact that Sam, like I said, Sam, it did seem like she accepted the fact that she's Billy's daughter at the end of Scream 5. So for Scream 6, why could she be having the hallucinations of Billy again? For Scream 6, I think she's hallucinating Billy because of the fact that, like maybe it's just because of, because like she was living peacefully within herself, you know, before the Scream Six, murders in New York happened. But then the Woodsboro, New York murders happening. I mean, the New York murders happening, and with the whole Ghostface thing reoccurring, that's what kind of like sparked that kind of like that whole thing back in her memory of just like all the Ghostface killings that happened in Scream 5, the whole Billy stuff, the hallucinations. And, maybe she becomes paranoid again that she's going to become just like Billy because of that. Or, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they're going to explain it in Scream 6 of why she's hallucinating Billy again. Maybe it's her medications. Like she still has to take them. She's still prescribed to them. And, like, I don't know, but I'm sure they're going to explain it in Scream 6. But yeah, I do think it makes sense, though, for the most part, why she would still hallucinate Billy. I mean, like, especially because it would be kind of a little... Even though it does seem like Sam accepted the fact that she's Billy's daughter at the end of Scream 5. I don't really think that really matters because, for Scream 6, she basically... Because the reason I say that is because, like, even though, yeah, it does seem like Sam accepted the fact that she's Billy's daughter at the end of Scream 5, she possibly could still maybe have that, that darkness inside of her that she was talking about in the Scream 6 trailer, Like, she still has that kind of urge and these little dark thoughts in her and that she was having in Scream 5. And it would be, because I kind of thought to myself, well, actually, I don't know what, because, like, I was basically feeling like, it wouldn't matter, if Sam didn't hallucinate Billy in Scream 6. But this, like, I mean, I guess it wouldn't matter whether she was or wasn't hallucinating Billy in Scream 6. But at the same time, though, it would make sense for her to still hallucinate Billy because she, like, if you're gonna go kind of with that storyline of her being Billy's daughter, and and like have stuff still kind of be connected to her now that she's the new final girl, she's Billy's daughter, and all this stuff, and almost everyone is blaming her for the Scream 5 murders and all this stuff, and like all these conspiracy theories going around about her in New York. I felt like it only makes sense to have Billy still be involved in her life, at least somewhat, in Scream 6. Because, like, you can't really completely ditch that storyline with her being Billy's daughter that you set up in Scream 5. Like, you could, but at the same time, you would have to make perfect sense of that, or else it's just going to feel like kind of strange that, you brought up the fact that she's Billy's daughter in Scream 5, but it kind of went nowhere with that in Scream 6. So, like, they would have to perfectly explain that if they weren't to have Sam hallucinate Billy in Scream 6 and not really have any mention of her being Billy's daughter again in Scream 6, because they literally had that play out in Scream 5. So in order for them to not go that route in Scream 6, they would have to perfectly explain that and really make it make sense for them to do that. So that's why I feel like on the flip side of it, it does make sense that she would still hallucinate Billy, because that was part of her storyline in Scream 5. So it would just feel kind of weird for them to, ditch that storyline of hallucinating Billy and her being Billy's daughter completely in Scream 6, So I do think her hallucinating Billy in Scream 6 makes perfect sense, and I'm sure they're going to explain why she's still hallucinating Billy in Scream 6 and what she's going through, how she's feeling, and all that stuff. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited for that, and just Scream 6 in general. I'm excited for Scream 6. I'm excited to see that movie. And yeah, like the whole Sam's storyline. Like I want to see where they go with her and what they do with her, because like I said, I'm sure they're gonna still carry out the Billy storyline, her being Billy's daughter in Scream 6, and it makes sense for them to do that, for them to carry that out in Scream 6, because they had that be a big part of Scream 5. So, you know, it would feel kind of weird to ditch that storyline all of a sudden in Scream 6. And, that's kind of my thing there. So, yeah, that's basically everything I wanted to talk about here with all these images and everything, and just all these images, and then the Melissa Barrera thing at the end here. Yeah, and when it comes to the Billy hallucination thing, I was kind of like not really a fan of that in Scream 5 at first, but now when I watch the movie, it doesn't really bother me. It doesn't really bother me anymore. When I first watched it, I was kind of like iffy on that. I was like, this is just like whatever to me. When I first watched Scream 5, like it took me a while to finally, not have really an issue with it. But now I don't really have a problem with the Billy hallucinations in Scream 5, and I don't really mind that, if Sam still hallucinates Billy in Scream 6. So I don't really mind, because I'm interested to see where they carry that out, and what they're gonna do with Sam as a character and whatnot. Like I said, because she's gonna be more. I could imagine she's gonna be more darker. I don't think she's gonna become a killer. But I do think she'll be more darker, and so I think it makes sense with this whole Billy stuff that she would still kind of still have these urges from, within herself and Billy and hallucinations and all this stuff. And like I said, I'm sure they're going to explain why Sam still hallucinates Billy. Because maybe she did, part of her did accept, maybe part of her at the end of Scream 5 did accept that she's Billy's daughter. But maybe the other part of her hasn't. Maybe she's still somewhat struggling with those urges, and still has to take the medications, and has to like maybe she's still seeing Billy because of that. I don't know. Like I said, I'm sure they're gonna explain it in Scream 6, all this stuff. So yeah, I'm interested to see that. Hopefully you guys enjoy. Like and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.